Welcome everyone to VR Master League. Today we have Onward Season 9, Week 10. We have Supernatural versus GameFist. I'm ctrl.flirt.del, your caster, joined by Mantis, my co-caster today. How are you doing, Mantis?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm really excited because this is our first cast together, right?
Yeah, it's a combination of NA and EU casting skill. Hopefully we'll see some different interpretation of the same events, maybe.
And as I said, I'll bring the sass of NA, and you bring the soulful, wonderful, soothing voice. Huh?
yeah, kind of like good cop, bad cop. But
right. That's what I think of when I think of Vikings, right? That's your team.
Yeah, half the team lulls the enemy into a false sense of security. The other half takes advantage of that.
Yeah, the Vikings are, a soothing bunch. They're,
soothing
calm.
bunch. Wow.
They're not, they're peaceful.
As opposed to the high drama of NA League, right?
Correct. Hey, touche. Well, no, I mean this is good. We of course have been wanting more EU casters, EU teams, so I'm really thrilled you joined, and a little bit starstruck because I've watched your videos before. I didn't even know you were in the league. I just watched your videos. So
well, I mean, yeah, it's a happy confluence of things, but today we've got an EU matchup, right? There's no NA involved in the players that are competing today. It's going to be all EU action with Supernatural versus GameFist. Do you want to talk about them two teams a bit?
Absolutely. And actually, I casted them yesterday. Well, I casted Supernatural yesterday. And They played against another, what team was it? That they did really well too. The Newbies. And it was a great game. It was fast-paced, and it was good for a bronze matchup for a new team. So I'm excited for this one. So yesterday's Supernatural were the favorite team, but today GameFist is the favorite team. But Supernatural will be riding off of their win from yesterday, and they are a mixture of people from all over the world, they said.
GameFist have got the edge on the connoisseur rankings by quite a wide margin on this match, did they not? It's not close. It's 7 votes to Supernatural, 25 to GameFist. So, but considering that, as you said, they had Supernatural had a great performance in yesterday's game, maybe there's going to be a bit of an upset here today. At least, I'm duty bound to vote for the underdog, so that's what I would like to see. And I know that Deadshot has been putting a lot of effort in with his team and trying really hard to get the contact hours in, so it's going to be an interesting match for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I like the underdog too. Even it's weird. Like, I'm always just like cheering for the underdog, and it'll change round from round. Like if the winning team from one round gets down from 1 to versus 5, it's like I'm rooting for that guy. So I agree there. Let's see. Let's go down the. How about we go with the bands, Mantis? What do we got today?
So if I remember correctly, GameFist is banning Tanker, Supernatural banning Suburbia. So both close range maps have been banned. This is interesting because now obviously we are on Cargo, which is another close range map. So I can't really speak for the decision making process on behalf of either team, but I mean, hopefully it does mean that we're going to see a bit of a long distance map at some point during this game.
Oh yeah, they did ban Supernatural banned Suburbia yesterday, and it's one of those things where Suburbia people get bored with it because they've seen it so much. It's like the oldest map, but that has made me like want to see more of it because we haven't seen it much come out. So when I've been in lobbies, it's like I want to play Suburbia.
Suburbia's Marmite for half the league, I feel. Some people really hate it because it comes up all the time. It's sort of like, it's like a Nuketown from Call of Duty series, right? It's the suburban map that everyone's a bit bored of sometimes, but personally I love it because you can just build upon layers and layers of strategy and approach things from different angles, and just when you think things have got stale, then suddenly the original tactics that people used to use suddenly become exciting and fresh again. So I don't know, I love all the short range maps, to be honest.
Yeah, I do as well, actually, and for the same reasons, because it does afford you time to be aggressive, but you could also hold your side since it's very, it's split well into 3 you know, the north side,
lanes.
south side, yeah, and then you've got the lanes, exactly. So it does like offer good flanks opportunity as well. So that's what I like, and I'm hoping that next season we can see more of that. I know that we didn't vote Turbine in this season. However, Turbine would be great if it were like split into 3 different types of maps, in my opinion, because it's a good map.
Sure.
It's just it's like they introduced Snow Peak, which I love, but it's a large map that could have been 2 different maps, and you know, so I'm kind of looking for a little bit of smaller ones that can afford us different types of like short range strategies of like you know, you go this way, I go that way, and then, you know, kind of distract them kind of thing. I mean, Cargo it's an equalizer map as well, but there is some strategy that you can do in Cargo, which I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. Your point about the smallness of the maps bringing out flanks is, I feel, really important, because Onward is all about timing, right? And you only ever see the correct, well, interesting use of timing on flanks in these smaller maps. It sort of brings it out of the situation. And also on the bigger maps like Snow Peak, they, in a sense, they are a collection of smaller maps. If you go by the spawns, then, you know, Snow Peak can be divided into 3 or 4 distinct sections, and the spawns and the objectives mean that there's not too much. You don't have to walk across the entire map. So not exactly the same, but quite a lot of similarity even on the big maps.
Yeah.
Although
yeah.
not true for Downfall, I guess.
Exactly. That's what I mean, but that's what I like about Snow Peak is just the change of the environment, and then also that when it's in the tunnel or the warehouse, it does afford for you to have a different type of strategy. There's not really any, you know, sniping going on. It has a different feel for different objectives, and that's why I really like it. But definitely could be split into 2 maps, because we could use 2 snow maps. That would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people say that it's a long-range map, but they forget, or maybe they don't forget. It's difficult to forget that there's a close-range section on the right-hand side that's just tunnels and tunnels, and it's easy to get lost. What's your favorite map? Are you a close-range sort of person, long-range?
You know what? I go back and forth. The only thing that I'm not that big of a fan of is night maps. My team loves
Sure.
night maps, and the only reason is because I just don't like to play in the green all day long, you know? So like
Do you get the
Subway's
color
great.
distortion when you take
Yeah.
off your headset, when you've been looking at night vision for 6 minutes straight, and suddenly the world is just red, like everything takes on this crazy red hue because your eyes are overcompensating.
It is weird. Yeah, but
That
I mean,
throws me sideways every time.
I like the night maps when they're well lit. Like Subway, you can go back and forth between needing night vision and not. Same with Snow Peak Night, because I like Snow Peak Night better. But that being said, you know, Subway is like one of my favorite maps, and of course Snow Peak is a lot of fun. I guess it's just Quarantine I have a love-hate with. It's
Oh god, yeah.
so
I feel bad for even having such strong opinions on a map in a video game, but you know, for the rest of my life, when people say the word quarantine, I'm gonna shudder, and not just because of recent events.
then it makes it worse now.
It makes it even worse. Yeah, I really hate that map now.
Yeah. Well, now we know Viking secrets.
No, Mantis secrets. Just me. It's just me.
Just you.
Yeah, it's just me.
Well,
Other guys, they love it. They want to play it every time, but I'm always.
I can't
I'm
imagine them
always
not
vetoing
wanting to
it.
play any type of game. They seem like a fun bunch. Well, speaking of fun bunch, we are waiting for one more on the side of Supernatural, but let's go ahead and go down their roster and introduce their team to the league. We have on Supernatural their Captain Deadshot. I don't see him in, but we have Nelvis 71, Satan, Sam Winchester, and Nate Dizzy. Nate Dizzy, I think, is new. He said he has 85 hours, I believe, in the chat
Oh, wow.
yesterday. Yeah,
Great.
and they are a really fun team to watch yesterday. And they told me some fun facts, which I'm not even sure are true anymore. They said that they base a lot of things on Supernatural, the show, which I am guilty
I
of
mean,
never
take
seeing.
where inspiration where you can find it, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've never seen the show, but now I kind of want to. They sent me some gifs of different things in the show, like throwing a Molotov and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I got it. So a fun group of guys to watch, and I think that so long as they continue playing and having fun, they'll do well in the series and in the game, and I hope that they stay because we need them. On the side of on the side of GameFist, we have Excise. Is that how we say that? Excise, the captain.
Excise, yeah.
Yeah. Junk Kings, Legend X, Torvinator, Stidge playing today, and I know Legend X because he was in other teams, I believe the name. And that is it. They have they have one more that's not playing, and that's Sarge Mays, I believe. Yep. So they have 6 on their team, and they're a bronze team as well, but I think they're just ranked a hair higher. In standings. Oh wait, actually no, the Supernatural is ranked higher than them.
Maybe because of the match yesterday.
Maybe, but it's a little weird with the rankings.
The voting, yeah.
Yeah, the voting as well. But with the rankings, it's a little weird because everyone plays a different amount of games, and you can have more wins but be lower than teams who have.
Don't question it. It's not up to us to question. It's just.
You know what? That is what they said to me. Is Supernatural? They're like, don't try.
It's like the algorithm. You don't question the algorithm. It just does what it do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that just makes me want to question it even harder. So.
Same. That's a road you don't want to go down. You'll go crazy. Supernatural, I've casted these guys a few times before actually, and yeah, exactly as you said, they've got a ton of enthusiasm, and I think that is the single most important thing is being enthusiastic and having a good time and connecting with your teammates. So that will carry them through for sure. I think any team that can have fun no matter what the situation is always gonna have a great time in Onward. I can't say much for GameFist unfortunately because I've not had much exposure with them, but. I mean, they've all got, most of them have got that cool clan tag in their name, so they must be pretty serious, right?
Yeah, those game tags. Oh, looks like we're getting ready to jump in.
Oh, we're getting ready.
Ready to go into round 1. And we do have the north-south objective here on the red container. GameFist going in as Volk, and let's see how they defend it. I wonder if they're going to play tight. Oh, looks like Legend's already prone, ready to go.
Yeah, maybe a bit more behind the door if you can. It provides more cover.
But here they can kill me from straight.
Oh, I love their reasoning. Yeah, looks like GameFist is going to be holding some tight positioning. Supernatural already throwing smokes, already approaching. I don't see them. They're not approaching in teams or anything. They're kind of just going on their own lanes, but Deadshot does have a shield, which is common for him. More smokes coming out. They really need to take advantage of this, though. Sam Winchester, wow, grenade does get stitched, though, on that. That was a great nade.
Just drops behind the barrels. That was a pretty great.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was practice or luck, but that was right on his head.
Yeah, I mean, definitely those are the places you want to nade, for sure. The smokes are about to run out on the... Okay, Legend does pick up Nate Dizzy. Terminator picking up Sam. Making it a 3-4. Ooh, no more shots. Satan onto Legend X on the floor there. Oh, and Terminator picking up Satan as well. I mean, Nelvis X is getting Satan. What? Finishing off Satan. And that leaves Deadshot with his shield. I think Deadshot maybe should have gone a little bit ahead. Ooh, wow. And there we go. Grabbing Deadshot there.
That was quite a coordinated push. They were, I don't know if you saw, but they were all in a line at the midway point on Marsop. Nobody was left behind. It was a coordinated push. They all went at the same time. It just seems like they couldn't unseat those defenders and were taken out whilst pushing on that last little section.
Yeah, that's the thing I was noticing on for different teams how they choose to push with the shield. I see on the side of NA there's a lot of duo teams, you know, so they have the shield and then they have the person behind them that typically run together. So I noticed a little bit of different gameplay. Some teams just have the shield go off on their own and do their
There's
own
so many
thing.
different ways of doing it. There's, oh god, all the ways. I mean, the shield rifleman combo can be extremely powerful, but it's difficult to pull off. You know, have you tried being the rifleman in that situation? Because trying to communicate to someone whose back is turned to you is, you know, that's not easy. It takes a lot of practice to get right.
Yeah, we have 4 people who do shields on our team, and they all do it for
Oh, only 4. Okay, great. Cool.
yeah, well, we do it for different reasons. There's only 2 times that I bring a shield, and it's totally for different reasons. So, so for our main shield person, yeah, he does have a runner with him who's a specific runner, and they have, you know, they work in sync in a certain way. For me, I run with a specific teammate as well, and it's mainly for callouts for our reasoning. So yeah, you're right. There's so many different ways to use it. In this sense, Deadshot, he uses it a lot. So interesting. Let's see how else he does it this round.
He
has
is
been
more of a
successful.
solo player though, isn't he? He prefers to go off on his own with a shield. At least if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, just a bit.
It's Dakota as well, so they might cap on us. So they let it go.
Oh,
Okay, let's go.
we are on the side of Supernatural, and Deadshot says they might cap on us. Don't think like that, Deadshot. Be positive. He's already lit a Molotov here.
Look at Satan going straight up through the middle.
Yeah.
He's on the most aggressive play possible.
He
He's probably
is.
thinking, how have I not seen any bad guys yet? But he's going to see 2 here.
No,
Oh,
good
Satan,
smokes.
what is going on?
Oh, he threw something. I think it's. Oh, he does get drunk.
Are they going to realize?
that he's
Yeah, Stitch
flanking
turns
them.
around. But
Oh,
straight.
I don't think Legend sees him. Or
Well, he took down the first guy and didn't push the
wow,
advantage.
Sam Winchester gets down Excise and Scorpion Meter with the C4. Wow, at the tunnel entrance here. Legend gets Deadshot. Oh, and they trade actually, and they win because of the C4. Wow,
Such
that
a fast
was
round. Yeah, that was difficult to keep track of. So much is going down.
that
Gosh,
was fun.
that was a fun round. Yeah,
That
very
was
rapid.
That was good. Yeah, Satan with the that flank catching 2, and then the C4, of course. That was fantastic. What do you think?
That was a cheeky flank, extremely cheeky. I mean, to run straight out the middle like that, he's lucky that he didn't get taken out. It's a bit of a shame that he got traded because it could have been a clutch play. He could have taken out all 3 members of GameFist. They still take the round, but not as stylishly as they could have.
Oh yeah, sure, yes. You're a connoisseur of style.
Well, that's, you know, if you're not doing it stylishly, then what's the point?
Exactly. Okay, gotcha. But Supernatural does take a point, and that was great. That was a lot of fun because they had it covered on both sides for both entries. I mean, Satan running down the middle. It's almost like they anticipated GameFist doing the side pushes, you know, and
Yeah, sure, that's a good point. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. And likewise, they crossed that deadliest lane in this map. If that lane had been pre-fired, then maybe those master players wouldn't have even been able to cross in the first place. It would have been a completely different situation. So, yeah, interesting stuff.
yeah. See, I do like that Cargo does afford you to have that run and gun style, but I still think
Yeah.
there's some really good strategy coming out as well. I always appreciate that. That was good. Right.
I'm kind of a sucker for, you know, letting one player just go loose and seeing how much destruction he can unfold before getting taken
Ooh,
out.
I like that. I like that thought.
Yeah.
Right, on the side of Supernatural, reading
Yeah,
the
that one
codes.
for free.
Don't say it out loud, please.
Don't say it out loud. The code. Yeah, some people don't like that.
Is that superstition?
No, it's because they can't memorize, I think. So this is gonna
Okay.
be the middle.
Another aggressive
triple
round.
stack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
The
this.
triple
Exercise and
stack.
Satan. or Stan, as I like to call him.
Oh, hey, that's a good C4.
Hey, wow.
He let him get that revive and dead shots right there. Excited did not see that. So good C4, but didn't finish it. Satan already inside pocket, but getting picked up by Stidge. Not gonna fly with him. Nate and
all the work
Stidge,
here.
yeah, they trade. Oh no, Stidge is up.
I'm really enjoying this. This is so aggressive.
Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, Drunk does pick up Sam. Winchester Torvenator gets Nelvis, leaving Deadshot once again by his lonesome, checking his tablet, cursing his team.
It's a 1v1 though. It could go either way.
Yeah, right.
These teams seem evenly matched.
Yeah, they do.
Just from
That
what
was
I've seen so far.
That was interesting though. It was maybe they just woke up like I did. I don't know.
Maybe. That's a violent awakening if that's the case. But we're going to see it go down now. Deadshot. Has he got
yeah.
the shield skills? I think he probably does.
Drunk Kings knows him. He's just backing up just to go around for the flank here, I think.
This all comes down to experience. How much time have you got fighting shields? What do you do to overcome this situation?
Yeah, because oh there no.
Well, you don't do that. Flash yourself. Oh, he didn't get flashed actually. I think it's alright.
No, but he said.
Deadshot missing a lot of pistol shots. Oh, he eventually lands.
He just needs to down
enough
him.
Yeah, just enough.
He said sorry. There's no sorry, and we need to talk to this guy. Supernatural does take that round. You know what? I gotta say, this is entertaining. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about this yesterday, me and Wookie, when we cast them, is that there's just this element of unpredictable, play style from bronze teams when you don't know their play style too much and don't know how they play. It's just interesting. Like they just kind of ran up there, but Xeyes really could have executed that C4 because they did that. That groan, and that's indication of like turn and shoot. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, that's a really important point. When you're fresh to an activity, your mind's not constrained into the usual approaches that like experts or people who have been doing it for a long time. So you do see a lot of fresh, original plays because, to be frank, people don't know any better. And that's exactly the same as just creativity, So they are very fun. They're fun games to cast. A lot more fun than some of the top tier games, if I'm completely honest.
I'm not going to be that honest.
You're not going to be that honest?
No. You know what? It does depend. I do look for the more entertaining side. Like, I definitely like to follow Viking, especially if Nolik is around, just because, with his singing and his...
Oh, Vikings are boring, though. They're so cautious.
They're so
time,
careful and polite and just...
This is just your perception. We're talking about Vikings being polite again. This is like a reoccurring theme. I'm gonna stop being polite, obviously.
I don't think you can help it. That's just your voice.
Oh, stereotypes. I'm offended.
I will early smoke.
All right.
I will early
Here I am.
On the side of GameFist here, going into round 4.
Thanks. Thank you.
And being polite with their thank yous.
Follow.
They're smoking and going fast for it. Legend going up, pushing up into the pipes. Xeyes picking up Satan already, and then finishing Terminator picking that up or finishing it off. And smokes are not the best. Now we know that Legend now is a prone star here.
They're not going that far.
Terminator picking up Nate Dizzy.
Ooh,
a C4 on the pipes. Not picking up anyone. Finishing off Legend. Or downing him. Sam Winchester gets Xeyes' gun. Xeyes is on the objective. Capping. And Deadshot trade. Oh man, Molotov. I did not hear any screams there. And oh my gosh, that was the last one. Wow.
I have so much to say. Where do I even begin?
Go ahead.
To me, it seemed like there was a bit of confusion on behalf of Marsok team as to maybe not confusion, just mismatched timings, because there was a lot of people pushing in whilst we still had 3 people here behind the middle shed, stacked up, waiting for decisive action, and I think they got taken down just whilst they were waiting, whilst the rest of their team pushed into the point and even got on point to cap. I mean, when you have one teammate who's on point capping, you need the rest of your teammates in there covering you,
Right.
not hanging out behind the shed, you know.
Yeah, making some noise and that, yeah. That
Getting
kind of thing.
refrags. You're
Yeah,
really
that is something
taking out the Volk.
that we definitely noticed, because in cargo, you definitely want to not stack up as to be victim to the C5, which I think Supernatural knows. And
The C5?
Yeah, the
What is the C5?
when the C4 takes out C5. When it takes out 5 of you.
Okay. Well.
I have to mention that. That's Supernatural's thing.
Oh, of
they-
course, that was the same game that I casted. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe we're talking about that again in another Supernatural.
I
cast,
have
but
to,
it's
because
fine.
he mentions that I mentioned it, so I have to mention it now.
Yeah, well, it's a great clip. I'm honoured to have been a part of it, to be honest. That's the only squad wipe C4 or C5 in this case that I've ever seen before. So.
Oh, yeah, there was one on the NA side, so...
Was there? Oh.
Yeah, claim to fame.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, we're getting into another fast round. Let's see if we can keep up with these boys here. And
I'd
we're
like to see
going
one team just take the pace way down. You know, if one team just stepped down right now and just took it slow, then they could completely unsettle the opposite team. But we'll have
You're
to see.
right. Yeah, they definitely can, especially with this objective. You've got the pipes to cover. You have tunnels to go. They are letting 3 members of GameFist pass under pipes without being seen or anything. That's a missed opportunity there. We're getting shots fired over on the side.
It's almost
of
like the
Natural.
Marsok were smoking for the Volk players. Just then.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Legend here is.
Legend's
he's
in a
gonna pick
great
up,
place,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna pick up Satan. That is a strong position.
Nice and
but-
aggressive. Have they seen him though?
He did not get the refrag on that one though. Legend does see Deadshot on that side though. He's gonna go for that flank and
he's gonna
grabs
get
it.
What a legend.
Oh, and got a team kill on Nate Dizzy here.
Oh, even
Mantis
worse.
and Winchester. And Drunk Kings takes Novus, and Nate Dizzy should take this.
Is it going to be a perfect victory
should-
for this round? Or flawless victory?
Well, he
no,
does
unfortunately,
down,
Nate, yep, takes the kill against Drunk
Oh
Kings in the
no!
back.
Finish a Nate. There you go. Good job. Oh wow! Good effort though by Nate though. He just needs to shoot a little bit faster.
Decisive
And-
defense from GameFist, I have to say. There was almost the entire team up when it was still one player left. So.
Yeah, what could they have done there?
I mean, they were taken apart by Legend early on in the round because
Yeah.
he played real nice. He anticipated the movement, did a bit of a flank and caught Dean from the behind.
Behind.
From the behind.
Yeah, that was You're right. They really could slow it down a hair. And that's another thing is, you know, you need to be able to adjust with your team when you find that how you kind of like gauge how the other team is playing, right, in the first few rounds. And that's typically how it will stay. When teams play carefully, you know, you're like, okay, seems like they've been kind of playing carefully. Maybe we can switch it up for this next round a little bit. And for some reason, there are teams that just do that. They just stay way back on cargo, not necessarily aggressive, which, because they don't have to be. It's a smaller map maybe, but
Yeah, sure. Would you agree that I mean, you know, most teams either play overly cautiously with sometimes aggressive, or most teams play really aggressive but sometimes cautiously, but you never get a team that does both equally. I can't think of any teams that, you know, mix things up so much that you can't predict what they're going to do, generally speaking. These
yeah.
guys are showing to be pretty aggressive right now.
Yeah, it I think it depends on the lineup. For me personally, on our team, that's how it is. It depends on the lineup, because some of us will opt for being aggressive, and others will opt to stay back. So it depends who's leading.
Yeah.
But they have that style. But this right here, the aggression is not really favoring either team. So I think they could both kind of take it down a hair.
Or maybe it's favoring both teams equally.
Oh right,
'cause-
yes, you're right.
Somebody smoke.
Yep. Someone is smoking. He's pointing at the smokes. Yes, that is smoke. That does allow them
Well
to
done.
crossover though. Oh, and see now GameFist, they're doing some pre-fire, which is smart on their end, not allowing that cross to come over. Oops. Oh, bad.
Yeah, now it's back to rules.
Oh, and Excise picks up Nate Dizzy. Shots ringing out from Legend prone over here, picking up anyone's feet that's crossing pipes. Is able to get that call out though. Stitch backing him up. Nate's going out, not hitting anyone. More gunshots ringing out. Oh. Who is that?
I believe Deadshot just saw 2 market players heading to the tunnels, so they've been called out. Whether that's going to turn into anything for the Volk defense. And just as we talked about it, look how slow they're being now. They haven't made it past the halfway point, and we've still got 5 minutes of the round left. I mean, this round has taken ages, comparatively speaking.
Yeah, and well, I mean, ages because they're all still alive, kind of. So. Flashes.
Legend is quite exposed.
Yeah, you know, Flash is interesting when people throw flashes and you don't act on it. I feel like maybe that just slows people down. I'm not sure.
Being flash grenaded.
Yeah, it was a flash, but nothing happened. Excise in the tunnel here, looking through the cracks.
I love how that crack has become meta. Everyone
yeah.
knows about the tunnel crack now.
Well, I remember when I was first killed through it, I was like, what?
This is quite an interesting situation that we have here developing here. Wow.
Oh.
I actually really like this attack.
Pays
off too.
Yeah, gets
taking down Satan.
Legend is just proning across here like a little, you know,
Well, that's
force.
what I mean. They've got close, but they're not going on to the objective. They've just got close enough to panic the Volk defense, and I think it's really working out.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're taking this side. Oh, and Nelvis goes down by Drunk Kings. You typically taking this side of the approach, you know, leaves you vulnerable to whoever's watching the middle. But in this case, Supernatural, they were caught on that cross. Sam
Legend
Winchester going
takes
down.
another.
Oh, Deadshot taking down. Oh, what? They just pass each other? Oh, he's gonna go behind Stitch here. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Deadshot.
What a turnaround,
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That was a turnaround, but it's just him now. Now, where do you go when you're last man up on this OBJ? Hulk. He doesn't know that they've already made it across. Oh, well, he should because his teammates went down. Watching that side. Oh, wait, no, that was his rotation. He was over there. Deadshot threw that C4, I believe.
Well, he was going through a lot at the time. Whether he's got the game sense to be thinking about this potential rotation. He has seen those guys and he takes them out. It's 1v1 now.
Ooh.
Oh, God, so close.
Oh, I know. Tornado's right
GameFist,
there.
wrap it up.
Oh, and
No, they
Supernatural.
can't. Equal 3
Yes,
versus 3,
Jesus.
jeez.
Oh.
You know, I have some strong feelings on that round as well, because the GameFist, they played that so good. That was textbook. They surrounded the objective. There were people, you know, just down from it and across the map to the objective, and they held positions and waited for those rotations, and they got kills. But Dean just outplayed them. He just went on a tiny little flank.
Yeah,
Took
that
him out from behind.
did. He did a really
Yeah.
good rotation. He you know, he finished on the tunnel side and then moved over to help his team, and that really helped out. Able to do that
I was
quick flank.
absolutely sure that GameFist were going to take that just then. Absolutely positive.
Yeah, and but it's a good spread across the board. Oh, it looks like we have a drop on the side of Supernatural, so we'll wait on that. But you know, what we see here, Deadshot getting 9 kills for his team. That's good. But still a good kill spread across. And then on the side of GameFist, same thing. Good kill spread.
Yeah, evenly distributed effort, apart from Deadshot, of course, who's just being a bit greedy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a show off, I think.
Well, I mean, there's worse things to be in Onward. A show off is definitely better than other things you can be.
Yeah, but it was fun. It's fun to watch because it's like one of those things where, again, with caster vision, we, you know, tend to think like, oh, it could have been this way or could have been that way. But it looks like both teams, except for this last round, you're right. Like, it looks like they're like, well, let's just kind of go in there and go to that position I like, not thinking so much about like how the other team might be approaching, or if that position is smart for your other teammates, you know, position. So
what I think I've seen so far is essentially their strategy is pretty great, and the way that they're coordinating themselves as a team on both sides is as you'd want to in a league match. It comes down to the details and the experience, though. Like, for example, earlier in one of the previous rounds, a C4 was thrown through the door and it took somebody out, but there wasn't a confirmed kill coming after that. It was just the down, and as a result, he got rezzed, and the situation went bad for him. And I think that just comes down to experience. So yeah, anything can happen. It's craziness out here for sure.
Well, looks like we are back up to 5. So.
Yeah, Nate Dizzy rejoined nice and quick, which is pretty great. Good job, Nate Dizzy.
Yeah, but any day with Onward is a good day in my opinion. So happy to have people out. I think there is another game going on as well, but you can watch both of us on multi-stream.
As soon as we're done here, I'm off to watch that other game because that's a good one. Silent Purge versus Beginners, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, here we go into round 7, deciding aim or deciding round.
The question is, will the intensity of it being map point slow both of these teams down, or are they just going to crash into each other like they have been doing the entire game?
You know what? Yesterday Supernatural did it anyway. They went right in for it. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at match point, it's impossible to be.
And they are, just like that.
Yeah,
Big
wow,
Dizzy picks up Legend. Turvinator does
really
get that
confident.
refrag. Yeah, Nelvis picks up Turvinator. Wow, that was refrag. That was great, guys. That was fantastic.
Yeah, Nelvis's refrag in particular was just great. He came through with his buddy and identified where the bad guy was.
Yeah,
nice
Smoke's coming out here for that cross. And we do see Satan pushing up here to the center gray box. He must be hurt though. Drunk is right there.
A bit ahead of himself though.
He does not check that corner.
Still taking out one though. I mean,
Yeah,
that justifies his push. So
a little bit, yeah.
It wasn't a wasted effort.
Yeah.
And once again, Nelvis is following up behind his teammates, trying to confirm kill, which he does as well.
That's a trade.
Great.
GameFist Stidge on his own here. He's gonna run into Tyrant.
And it's still gonna come down to this.
And just like that, Sam picks up Stitch, and that was a good one. That was a good push. And that was exactly the refrag where you're right by your teammate, not too close, not too far, that you can't pick that up. But excellent effort. Supernatural does take that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Nelvis was MVP for that last round. That was quality Onward for sure. Yeah, he followed up and had the game sense to, take the kills where he could get them.
Yeah, Nelvis MVP.
Maybe MVP is strong, but he contributed a lot to winning that map.
Yeah, no, that was a good effort. I mean, again, kill spread was great across the board on that. And with that, we'll be going into Bazaar for our second map. Thoughts on this map?
Bazaar is, I think, Bazaar really nicely summarizes, your typical Onward action. It's got long distance stuff, it's got, close range, and how you have to attack each point is very methodical. You can't just be overly aggressive on this map. You have to have a certain level of map awareness to be able to, easily attack and defend. So for example, this first objective that we've landed on, Kiot building, this is right in the middle, and everyone regards this as an impossible objective to defend. Well, not impossible, it's really, really difficult to defend, but if you're smart about it, there are ways that, this can be defended just as effectively as any other objective.
Yeah, I agree. I think we psych ourselves out on it a lot more, because you can successfully defend it, but it is an equalizer, again, objective.
An equalizer, yeah, is a good way of putting it. We all have to deal with it, we all have to adjust to it, and not all objectives are created equal, and this one is as tough as they come, so it kind of demands the best out of whichever team is playing it.
Demands the best. Again, I always say this because I always forget how many rooms there are on this objective.
So many rooms.
Yeah, because when you're defending it, you're like, wait, is it 4 rooms or there's 6? And, you forget which one you're weaving through. But
Do you use the standardized callouts? I mean, how much detail do you go into in your team?
I prefer, like, very, very specific ones. Because, I don't know, I'm just, I'll say like exactly where north. You can't just say north. You can't just say west or east or like which
He's
rooms
over there.
Yeah.
He's by the tree.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like it to be like down to the specific room corner kind of a thing. Because if you're telling me to look somewhere, my taking the time to look could be a death sentence, right? So it's
So
like
you do latitude and longitude, right? Coordinates?
no, no, I mean, like, I mean, I gotta say, we have different call outs, and even we'll call different things different places. Like, sometimes we just call it after our teammate, like, oh, that's Tia's spot, or
Oh, yeah, I think
you.
most teams do that to an extent, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
but I call, like, the west side the Waffle House,
The
so-
Waffle House.
I
like
do,
it.
yes, okay? It's because, well, when I was trying to remember northeast, southwest, you never heard that? Never eat soggy waffles?
Oh, I'm ashamed to say I had so much like trouble with that when I first started playing, just having an innate sense of which way is north.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
Kind of
it's
embarrassing.
I'm not gonna say it's trouble. I'm just gonna say maybe I'm a little quirky. Who knows?
Who could say? Definitely
You
not
could
me.
say a little quirky. But yeah, I do call it the Waffle House, and that just makes it easier for me to remember it's on the west side and east side. Yeah.
West. Okay.
Yeah, and I call it the Ender's side, and then north is
Is
Neverland.
the entire west side of the map just the Waffle House? for
Well,
you?
no, yeah. Well, in this case, it's just
He's
this
in
west
the Waffle
courtyard.
House
Yeah,
somewhere.
the
Okay,
Waffle House
great.
is the west courtyard, but I can say courtyard. But it depends. I know some teams get very, very specific. Like, I know the Danglers callouts for this map, and it is hilarious. They have
can
a
only
call out.
imagine, yeah.
They have a call out for every single alley and nook here, so they
Do they?
yeah,
Wow.
it's quite hilarious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're gonna get the east spawn on this round 1 for
Further in the back
GameFist.
and then come in. Do not risk
See how they
getting
approach
shot
this.
into Main Street. Whatever the name of that street is with the tank.
See, their call out, so he's like, that street, Main Street, whatever it's called. So it can be called whatever you want it to be called, sir.
Yeah, sure. I
Looks-
hate to say it, but the newness of these teams just shining through with that sort of exchange.
Well, it looks like they're going to do a 2-3 crossing the street on the east side, giving away their position early. I'm not sure if they were shooting at anything specifically or just pre-firing. I'm not necessarily needed to pre-fire. Oh, you do have Sam Winchester right here. That's what it was. He gets stitched, but Drunk Kings does pick up that refrag, so they are 4v4 now. So they did send somebody out into the east courtyard on the side of Supernatural, and the rest of them will be holed up in Kiat area here.
Quite an aggressive defense. Just
Yeah.
that one guy being sent out that far, but I mean, it did pay off for him. So
I wonder if it's did they guess the spawn, or they couldn't have, like usually you might send someone like, well, I'm gonna go this way and check the spawn, you check that spawn, or that one position, say like, well, they're not here, so they must be at the other one, something like that. I could see that being typical, just to see if they can like cut off the defense once they identify the spawn.
also, I mean, you tend to sort of repeat the same stuff that gets you success, right? And he did get a kill there. He's probably done that a few times and seen a decent amount of success. And if he hadn't been refragged, he could have taken out 3 of them. Just
That's
then,
true.
Easy.
There is Airborne is in for Supernatural this map, so let's see if any of the roster changes.
It's all going to come down to the situation right here with Airborne looking over the wall
Yeah,
towards
exactly.
Excise. How much gamer sense is Excise going to have? Is he going to be ready to see this angle?
Yeah,
the line that they're keeping right now on the map. Look
Yeah.
at this, the GameFist. Yeah,
It's a great
quite nice
line.
movement. Yeah, it's good.
they're doing that parallel movement, which is fantastic strategy here. Torvinator getting down from airborne. Excise if airborne peaks. He is not.
Such a pleasant name. Just
Airborne syphilis. Yes.
Yeah.
It's timely. It's a classic. Excise throwing smokes out. Yeah, that's going to cause some ruckus over here on the side for Supernatural. I think they're gonna freak out. Satan.
Smoke. It's a great smoke, actually.
Yeah,
right
definitely.
Right
the flash going out again. The flash isn't gonna do anything but slow them down just a hair. If you really want to. Oh wow, Satan gonna pick up Legend, Drunk, and then Refrag. Fantastic dead shot picking up Excise. Wow, those were some good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That particular refrag situation, I swear, we would never see that in a game. Firing through those windows, people are just too savvy to peek those windows ever. No one, that's crazy, honestly. Getting refragged through there as well.
Yeah. We got Drunk Kings here, though. He is on the inside pocket of the Kiat. Going to check. Gonna see Nate Dizzy maybe get. So at this point, since he's the only one, I think he doesn't need to shoot. He just needs to try and see how many of them he can see from where he is, and then rotate to another position just to eliminate just some spots that he can move forward. He's gonna see Nate here. Oh, Nate's gonna see him.
Worst thing,
yeah,
the worst thing about this objective by far is the fact that on Martok you can get close, you can sneak onto the objective, but because of the nature of the buildings, you can still be surrounded by 3 or 4 Volk players and just not see them until it's too late. Objective can look completely empty, but it's actually full of enemy players, and sometimes that can totally throw you off. So I don't know if he's keeping a kill count right now, but
maybe just on
if
his
he's
team.
Not, he should be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is, especially with trades, is being able to not know. Just you gotta give those call
Ignorance
outs.
is bliss, but not in Onward.
Yeah. So I'm looking on Drunk King's point of view. Sometimes when you don't see through the scope, I think it's a setting in the game where you have to check your dominant eye so that we can see through it. But otherwise, he's just checking.
What if both of your eyes are dominant?
Well then you're special. All right. He is
going north. He's going north.
Yeah, I mean,
we
north
have a bit of a joke about that in Vikings.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Airborne is just... I wish that the bodies were not on client side, because you can kind of like move around in your body. Ooh, oh, so close to getting Airborne. Syphilis.
Yeah, I can't hear. I've not got game sound right now, so I can't hear what he's saying. But Drunkings keeps on getting seen. Every single approach that he takes, he gets seen and then backs off again. So
Yeah,
I mean, he's playing it well. You know, he's not being reckless. He's taking so much caution, but it's just an impossible situation to overcome.
I would, at this point, Drunkings, I think I would like try and see what I can get from my teammates.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
Just went right underneath. He sees Nate. Nate does he does get seen. Oh wow! Patience, my man. Does Drunkings have enough patience to make this work? He's only got 2 seconds. I didn't even see the time.
Oh yeah, he does.
Wow. I was so wrapped up in the action, I didn't even see how much time was left.
Yeah, I saw that it was already under 30 seconds. And
it's a real shame because he was playing that great. And
yeah, he really was.
He actually could have got that second kill too quite easily. So
well, he
who knows what would have happened?
Yeah, he got Airborne right there at that last second. And I'll tell you, people do get a false sense of security when they hear that 30 seconds left, everyone just tuck in. You really got to be careful, because that's sometimes when teams shine. That last 30 seconds of where you think, oh, it's safe, but you can very easily make your way through the objective and cap all the way down to the wire. I know, because I've done it and it's been done to me. So Don't give up when you hear that little beep. You know, that's just your time to kind of get a little bit creative, which may have been able to run up real quick and try and cap if he's a really fast capper. I didn't see.
Well, yeah, he totally could have.
Yeah, I didn't see
absolutely.
death
I mean,
shots
especially after
specifically.
that first kill. So
Yeah.
he definitely could have. And yeah, I totally agree. The last 30 seconds of every Onward map is all round is where the best action happens, or where you see the best out of players, because they're forced into difficult situations and they have to adapt quickly and make quick decisions, and that's when you see some really truly heroic plays come out.
Well-
Unfortunately, not to be in this round, however.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of more and more new people in the chat watching. So welcome to all you new people. Hope this is exciting for you because we want you to sign up and join us. But here we go into round 2 on the side of Supernatural. Let's see how they approach.
I'm an action.
Done?
Okay.
Done.
Perfect timing for me.
I will not stop you in the back.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yep, appreciate it.
So yes, this Supernatural is a mixture of people. I think he said Americans, Europeans. I think Deadshot's from Israel. So a mixed team.
Ah, okay. International.
Yeah. So that was interesting. They had the west spawn, and Satan and Sam, they crossed over to the east on the exposed side. So typically they would have been called out from some teams. They know exactly where to go to look in that middle Kiat building to see where if there's any crossings. So I'm not sure if they were called out, but they look like they're going to be doing this 2-1-2 split. Deadshot maybe giving out some call outs because he has the shield, but otherwise we've got let's see, Airborne on inside the Waffle House West Courtyard here.
In many ways, it's a similar defense to the last round, right? They've got everybody centered on objective
Yep.
apart from one guy in the east courtyard. So.
Yeah. You definitely got to be careful with how you split your team, because if you don't know how they're going to play, you have to assume you're 1 versus 5 depending on where you approach. But that one person in the east is going to have to deal with their 2.
My greatest concern right now would be timing mismatch on behalf of Supernatural. If these guys on the west push in too aggressively, guys on the east are going to be left out in the cold.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got Legend going prone, that's his thing. And that's always dangerous, the prone players, because don't expect it. Satan's not going to expect it. Oh, and he does get it, though. Very good reaction.
That's the caster's curse coming out, maybe.
Oh, no, I don't have that.
One's in that first one.
I was just saying.
You're jinxing things.
Torvinator
Oh,
getting
wow.
airborne syphilis. Sorry, Torvinator. Does get that. Nate is gonna peek. Not really needing to, because he knows. Oh, see, yeah. That's a rough one. He does get down by drunk things. And the nade going out. Not fast enough. Satan is on the inside, the Kiat here. Looks like Sam is going to be able to give those call outs. He's on the backside. Satan is going to make his way inside. No one's in the front. They're all on the inside here. So unless somebody peeks out. Oh, Excise is going to be right there. Oh, he does get.
Satan is a great player if anyone can cap it.
Oh, yeah. But he can't cap it from back
Same.
there. He's got to check. And he does. Yeah, I gotta.
Gets
be careful.
rotated on. Once again, a timing thing. Yeah, if Deadshot had been a little bit more aggressive there, he might have been able to pick out that rotating Vault player.
1, maybe 2 left.
1, maybe 2. So they got. Oh, Deadshot able
Misses
to.
his pistol shots, unfortunately. He had a clear shot.
Oh,
Gets taken out by
GameFist.
Torvinator.
Yeah, gets taken down because they have their 1 down. I wasn't sure if he was able to give any call outs for them.
Your objective being successfully defended on behalf of both teams.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, you can totally psych yourself out, like, because it is it's not that it's easily capable, it's that there's so many cap points to watch. So if you're not good on your defense, or if you're not well placed or know how to sweep, you can just be capped under your nose, and that's what everyone's afraid of, is being capped under their noses.
So that kind of makes it more easily cappable, doesn't it? Having more cap points, surely?
Well, yeah, but what I mean is that it's also like very open and you can surround it, but it's not like, I'm trying to think of one that's like hard to defend. Like the quarantine ambulance objective. Like you can cap it, there's behind that wall, right? But for defense, there's not any of the nooks and crannies of people like sneaking in on you like that, or any places in quarantine where you can, there's like a lot of cap points that are secret, but it's easy to sweep. Whereas in this one, you know, it's, you can defend it, you have to run through all these rooms, and because you forget which rooms you're in.
Yeah, you have to essentially check like 12 angles, don't you? 12 corners sort of thing, upstairs and downstairs. There's just too much to cover in the time it takes for you to cap and Marsok. So,
yeah, but then also as attacking, you kind of do get a false sense of security when you cleared out one room. You forget, you don't know if they're upstairs or if they're in the next room.
Well, that's why I think it's such an exciting objective to watch. You know, so many different outcomes, I guess.
Yeah, it's do you guys go for the cap on this one? On
well,
the
that would be telling.
But how would that be telling? I can just go back and watch your tapes. Or I can hold one of you hostage and make you tell me. I have powers.
Okay, that's a little bit.
I'm kidding.
That escalated quickly.
It's Onward. Anything can happen. Speaking of anything, we are on the East Courtyard OBJ here. Another fun one. See, I like Bazaar has fun ones aside from like
yeah, honestly,
being up
I'm
and
gonna
down
feel like
to
such
me.
an
Yeah,
I'm gonna feel like such a nerd saying this, but every single objective has got a personality. You know, they've all got different ways that you can go about them and different foibles, which is just such a perfect word to use for this context. So, for example, on this one, you know, you can get to the staircase, but it's not close enough to cap. You have to go out a little bit. You have to expose yourself to get the cap in on this particular objective, which makes smokes so important. Whereas on the previous one, you can just sit in a corner somewhere. Not possible on this objective. You have to be out in the open.
Yeah, to defend. Yeah, there's really no perfect one. So if you can go carefully as Marsok and pick apart the defense one by one, makes it a lot easier for you to wait for the last one or two to expose themselves. Because there's really only, like, where do you go in the last one? I think maybe on the corner, the open exposed corner here, or blue room. But even in blue room, you have to be careful because
it's the most standard spot imaginable when you're defending, right? I mean, everybody looks at blue room. It's tricky. Yeah,
and you do still have to do like a bit of a sweep, because the thing about like watching the objective as Volk, if you're last or you're one or two, when it gets down to that wire, you are just holding that angle, just hoping that your teammate is holding the other angle, right? And that's usually when those sneaky caps come out, because they're banking on you being so focused on it. And so that's definitely some of my favorite plays coming out. I think one from Zach Fontaine, G-Men, when he capped on Global Chems, because there's three of them, they were holding the tight angles, and he just happened to have knifed one guy and put in the code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Great.
yeah, exactly. It's just like that, where
I think I might actually remember that one, because, you know, it's amazing how you can play this game for such a long time, but new plays pop up all the time and people do stuff that you hadn't even thought about. And I remember seeing that possibly the same play and thinking, oh my god, that's a good point. Knifing someone doesn't produce any sound, so obviously you can just creep on in and cap an objective if you're cognizant enough to use your knife in the right situation. So
yeah, and I like how everyone's always like, oh, always tablets out, have your tablets out. But sometimes it's difficult to have your tablet out, because in a second you have to move and rotate, you know, and then that takes your hand off the trigger. So you know, so the knife does work out in your favor at times. It's just sometimes you have the common sense to kind of plan these things, but during the gameplay itself, it's such a different feeling than when you're watching it. So
I mean, that's probably my favorite part about VR in general, is that it doesn't come down to your uber micro skills on a keyboard. You know, it's actual physical skills. How quickly can you coordinate your items and your equipment to be most effective, and that sort of stuff kind of adds another layer to the game, for sure. Throwing nades is turned from just a button press into, you know, something that you do have to master over hundreds of hours to get absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, because I've never played a.
Well, I mean,
Game
think
like
about it. On pancake games, no hate, but that's what I call them. You can just aim at a pixel and press the button, and you get the same throw every single time. On this, it's orders of magnitude more complicated than that. At least from my perspective. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but
No. I think you're right. I've never thrown a nade in a pancake game, so I don't know, but I believe you.
we just have to take my word for it.
All right, on the
That's a long way.
round 3, we're gonna get the
And we're gonna go
southwest spawn here. I think they're gonna offer a 2-3 split to begin with on the side of GameFist, with Torvinator and Excise going straight for the west courtyard. So they crossed Main Street already. Let's see where Supernatural plans to set up. Like Deadshot's gonna hold himself up on the far. Oh, he was just checking to see for the spawn. Oh, gunfire. Let's see. Torvinator is across already. Across the way.
Risky play, but he's pulled it off. Nice.
Yeah, you know what this does though? This does allow them to think like, hey, they all spawned on that quick spawn, right? And I think, yeah, and I think Deadshot is. Oh wow, Deadshot is gonna take out 2. Oh, and then Legend picks him up. Wow, what a great flank though. He went out to pick out the team on the east side and took down 2 of them, leaving Legend.
I swear we've seen that exact play so many times during this game, where 3 Marshog are pushing one direction, one aggressive Volk player comes and almost gets a perfect flank on multiple players, but gets taken down in a trade. I swear that's happened a few times now. It's like
Yeah.
a consistent feature of this game.
They did that yesterday too, quite successfully actually. So yeah, I guess it's kind of worth it. And sometimes people get impatient. They don't want to wait around for 6 minutes.
Well, it also shows how, I mean, we've seen how they've sometimes GameFist, they've gone in a line as Marsoc, right? Whereas Supernatural, they sort of buddy up and go in small little groups. There's pros and cons to each technique, and if you all split up and took a a single man approach, then that situation wouldn't come up. You'd only ever lose one person in that situation. But because they're grouping up on their approach, they're getting potentially more losses and are 2 players down now as a result.
Yeah, that's true. And well, I think it's also in the way that you move. See, when you buddy up, you got to do more than just kind of like move together. You kind of have to go in a way that, one person is watching that angle and, one's watching the other, and you either leapfrog across in a way that your angle is completely covered each time, or you kind of focus on that one person who's leading you and you're just watching their angles. So that's something that you have to practice with your team over and over again to see, first of all, who's leading, because not everyone can be a leader. You need someone who's going to be able to go at a good pace, to not leave anyone behind, but also in a good sense where they know where to go, and to put your team behind you in the right spot. So that's going to come with experience for sure. The Excise and Torvinator here have made it across to the stairs and are signaling to each other.
You caught those hand signals, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, the synchronized smokes, that was great to watch.
That was great. Oh,
I mean,
and
one of them missed,
nade.
unfortunately, but still.
Oh, that
pretty-
was
pretty good.
fantastic. Airborne Syphilis is not making any sound here. Excise is going to be able to clear out this room and smoke it out completely here. That is just going to be...
Torvin going onto the North
yeah.
Alley is potentially a wonderful rotation as well, because he's going to catch people
Yes.
rotating because of those smokes.
They're going to
Hopefully.
need it, though, to cover for Satan's View here. They're really going to need to call out that they're close on objective to give
Excise
Legend
is-
some...
Is he not capping? He's close to capping. He got onto the stairs.
Oh, he is. Oh, he's... Yeah, he's there. He is in capping radius, and so is Torvinator.
Is also
Oh, okay. But Satan does, and Sam Winchester does get him. So Legend X is on the outside. This would have been a good time for him to... Excise is not
Excise
capping.
is in a bad spot right now. Yeah, he is under a lot of pressure. But
Okay,
he
so
doesn't
now
crumble.
he can definitely cap, but he's not. This is...
Well, Sam is still checking that angle, so it would still be pretty scary,
so
scary thing to do. Yeah.
Legend would need to just kind of suppress right now. He needs to like call it in, and just lay down some fire there, just to draw attention. I'm not sure. Excise is about to see him. Oh, and he does get him, leaving Airborne.
And this is why I think, yeah, it's perfect that he didn't go for the cap, because now he's getting, he's just baiting the Volt players. It's great to watch. It's so good. He's close, but he's not on the objective.
Yeah, that was it's an excellent push though. I would have loved to see a cap attempt, but yeah, that was interesting how he did bait them there. The smokes were excellent, the nade as well.
Yeah, I think when the smokes were up initially, he could have capped, but you know, once they went down, it would have just been so. Oh, he just catches another rotation.
Yes, and that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right, that works too.
Takes the point. That was close though. I mean, that being a trade, you know, it could have gone either way, so quite a risky thing to rush that corner.
Yeah, no, that was good having Legend be away, making it so that any trade really would go in their favor. I wonder how.
Oh, was Legend still up?
Yeah,
Was
Legend
it
was up.
2v1?
He was in the east.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
That's what I was saying. Like
In
he
that
could
case,
have
yeah.
he could have laid down some fire so that he could cap. Then their attention would have been in the east a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm just greedy with the caps. I don't know.
You do seem a bit. Yeah, you're like cap.
Yes. Well, I'm
greedy
not
for the
sure if you
caps.
know this, Mantis, but it is the objective. I mean, I know. I know I am super greedy about it because I think it's just like it's just like
It's more exciting, to be fair. Yeah.
It is, well, because like for me, what I love about the game, what makes me keep playing it is the strategy that comes out, right? And the strategy essentially here is not just taking out your team. Like for me, I'm not really a good shooter, and this is like my first gaming experience, right?
Oh, don't put yourself down like that. I'm sure you're a great shooter.
Okay. No, I mean, no, I know my skill level is not the same with people who've been playing shooter games and everything. I just don't have that good of a skill. Where my skill is probably figuring out where to go and, you know, or
Okay, more
that kind of
strategically
stuff.
minded than the
Yeah,
technical
so
skills, yeah.
I like to do more of that, and so because of that, of course, everything is centered around capping, right? So every time I look at something, I'm thinking like, well, how can you cap on this objective here?
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I mean, you know, having a good blend of that in your team is always the ideal situation, right? You want some people to be strategic minded and some people to be absolutely lethal with a rifle.
Yeah, that's not me. Satan is dancing. They've got the quick
It was a good
spawn
dance, yeah.
over here for Supernatural, so let's see how they approach it. Let's see how, I want to see what position Legend gets in because he's gonna probably go prone. I'm thinking. No, he's gonna take
Just
the
because
east
it's
side.
gone prone every single time so far.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting because there are players like that, like Game Legion on the NA team. Delta, he's
What,
always
lazy?
prone.
They just want to lie down all the time, yeah.
Hey, I don't know because I can't do that. Lie down.
It's a really powerful strategy, and just going prone can open up so many spots. So many angles that you can access from getting your head on the floor.
Dead shot here making his way into Kia, but so is Airborne Syphilis all the way in already. They're not. They've got Torminator at that window, not peeking it though, so that's good. It's like you don't want peekers, but there's also sometimes you don't want people too close to a certain spot. But Airborne Syphilis going to a spot that I think he's comfortable with. Oh, he's got the shield. Perfect. Shield's going to be able to give that that call out on that area, but not get shot. Oh, but he's not using it. Okay. Well, maybe they've already decided no one's there. Torvinator now is going to be checking because of the smokes. Gotta be careful because those are definitely, you know, smokes is really good for baiting people out of their spots. Airborne's gonna go down. Oh, he's gonna run into Excise right here on the north alley. Gonna peek.
Exiles would have heard the shield, that's why
Yeah.
it's ready.
And each other, So here he goes with the nade.
Fluffs it.
Yeah, that darn ceiling. Shots coming out. Oh, Satan is on side here. Legend should probably hear him. Nade going out. Oh, he does
Look
make
at
it into the
this.
blue room.
Oh wow, so many grenades being thrown away.
Smokes everywhere. North the push. Blue room. Stidge here is going to run into Satan. Oh, he does get Satan down. And Airborne and Sam Winchester are coming down North Alley. Excise right there. Getting overwhelmed. Excise can really
So
just...
much tension. How is this gonna go?
How are they? What are they doing?
Oh, what are they doing?
I don't want to... Okay, now you can cap.
Yeah.
Is he capping? He's in there.
He's doing it.
He is
any second
capping.
now. It's gonna take him
Or is
a few seconds. Come on, Sam Winchester, you can do it any second now. He's the last one up. If they check the objective right now, he is over. He's been capping for a long time. The smokes go down just in time. Wow.
Run.
That was a long cap, but he pulls it off.
Oh, sorry. I'm awake, guys. I am awake now.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
invigorating to watch.
White. And oops. Go to.
Pretty stressful, if I'm honest. I mean, yeah, they were so close
Yeah.
for such a long time.
Oh man.
I mean, I guess they must have seen the trade and just assumed that was it in terms of Master
Yeah.
and North Valley.
That's the thing with the bodies. I'm saying, like, being client side or not, or because the bodies lay in different areas. So sometimes I've used like the bodies to kind of like hide myself, but it's not the same for everyone. So when you see like a big pile of when you see a big pile of bodies, you don't know. Hey, hey, Mantis, this isn't a war game, okay? You kind of have to be all these things.
Cheesy?
Is it? For me, sneaky?
I mean, like, in a few matches before where I've been shot by what I thought was a corpse because I'm just an idiot, and I saw somebody lying on the floor in the middle of the open and just thinking, oh, that's a dead guy, and then getting shot by it. So, yeah, I'm branding that as sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's not
But
like
you
it's
say,
not like
because
an
of the
active
client-sidedness,
strategy.
I don't think you're even hiding in the bodies when you think you are. You're
Yeah,
probably
that's
just
what I'm
out in the
saying.
open.
Is that it just sometimes happens that way, but it doesn't necessarily work. So, but for example, when it happens on this objective, I do because bodies do tend to pile up right there in that little crevice. So it sometimes is advantageous to kind of like lay low and try and cap because it just looks like a pile of bodies to some.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
I mean, it's a lot better than standing there, just hand on your hip, very leisurely, just punching in the code like you're texting your mate.
Yeah, texting your mate. Oh, I like this verbiage. Texting your mate. You mean a friend, right?
Yes. Friends, what are those?
Oh boy. And we are into the South OBJ, which is my favorite. Love this one. In the round 5, let's see. GameFist, they're gonna get a cap of their own.
Let's go from the front.
I low-key kind of hope they do, if I'm honest.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if I said this before, but I really like caps. So.
You mentioned it.
Okay, yeah. You know. Well, they're gonna do a push right down to the main street here and check and see. No, well, they're not. See, they're just crossing. They are not watching the cross, so that's
Crazy.
fine. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I mean,
They're like, we're gonna get this cap. How dare they?
this is what I mean. This entire game, like, the broader strategies have been on point, and the timing and team movement have been great. It's just the details,
Yeah.
Some stuff like not watching that cross.
Yeah, but see, and that's what I think like it is a bit of a downfall for newer teams because they do that and they thinking they can get away with it. It's because they're playing against another new team. You cannot do that with a veteran team. A veteran team would have already caught that cross. They would not have let you cross like that.
They would have all been called out how many people crossed. And
Yeah, even if they weren't
directly
shot
ahead.
at, they would have been called out. So, for sure. Airborne getting Legend down in the South Shack. Winchester getting Stitch.
Oh, wow.
Whew.
That was a good shot, actually. That was interesting angle.
Oh, I see.
From near the objective, just shooting through that hole in the wall. And now that entire southeast push has been reduced to 1 man, 3 versus 5.
That has been happening a lot to them. They got to take note there, right? Their 3-man push keeps getting down to 1.
Yeah, they should take note, they should adjust, and maybe spread out a little bit, possibly. Stop grouping up. And although I'm contradicting myself, because the only way that you can get refrags is by grouping up, so...
Yeah, yes, but you got to be prepared for that, like I said. So, shot rings out, your gun points there. It depends. It depends on how people follow and who trains you on how to move with your team.
Well, speaking of training, I'm right in saying that... Am I right in saying that GameFist is the team that was in the Rookie League or the Onward Rookie Boot Camp? And it was Legil's team? And so Legil from Boss Fight was coaching these guys.
Oh, yeah? It must be, because I think I saw Legil in the chat. So, if so, hello. And hello to our 15 friends who are watching. Now, it has gone very quiet here. You got Satan in the blue room, Torvinator moving up. We've got Excise into the courtyard, has cleared that out. And Drunk Kings has not made a move since then. Supernatural is 3 up. If they have an accurate kill count, they can afford to have someone push just a little bit. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody, maybe the guy on the south, does that, as he's already taken out 2, so he's not exactly in risk from pushing. And you can see that GameFist are very aware that this is their last chance right now.
Right. Yeah, they're close enough. They've got 2.5 minutes here, but I don't know that they have a game plan. It looks like they're just clearing corners at this point. But Drunk King should have been able to give that call out to the south guy. So Excise should be extra careful right here, because he's about to go in the line of sight of Airborne. Oh, well,
Airborne Syphilis proving to be very effective in this game, actually.
Yes, unfortunately. No, I mean, not unfortunately the person.
And also the players doing pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, Excise does pick up Sam. Great pickup, but he's gonna need to deal with Airborne right here. He's not gonna be checking it too much, so I don't. Yeah, Smoke's gonna come out. Airborne's just gonna wait in that passive position here. Gonna catch Excise. Not gonna. Yeah, Excise is not looking.
He will catch him. Yeah, he made too much noise. He only checked it for a second.
Oh, he did turn, but not fast enough. So Airborne does get that 1. See, he should have already been called out because he killed 2 but didn't rotate. So, well, here goes a nade. Oh, what a great nade! Unfortunately, does not get. That's insane. That should have collapsed that shack. That should be a game thing. Okay, Drunkins is looking for that refrag now. I mean, imagine. Knock down the shack.
Imagine.
Airborne does get Torvinated.
Once again.
Oh,
that position
finally,
proving to be so good. Yeah. Oh, God.
He picked up what, 4 or no, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4, yeah, because we had someone else. So it is 3 on the side of Supernatural. They are very aware. So Drunk King's really should not cross in the open here, right?
On that previous round, Drunkings was the one who kept on going back on himself, so...
Oh, you're right.
But he's gonna get seen by Deadshot.
Yeah, but...
Novice has an angle too. I'm afraid to say this is all but over for Drunkings.
Yeah, there we go, and Supernatural does pick that one up.
I love how all the lasers just go straight into the sky.
Yeah, it's like a little
stuff.
party. So Supernatural does take that one, and wow, well, they get themselves a series win, because
they get the series. So as we might have alluded to at the start, the connoisseur vote going opposite to the outcome of this match. A little bit of an upset there.
Yeah, so wow, I mean, again, they were fresh off of their win from yesterday, and GameFist, they were not completely swept. They had 3 and 2, respectively, on those maps as well. So
I think
yesterday,
they were playing so good as well. I honestly thought GameFist were playing so great during that game. So
yeah, I definitely wouldn't say that they weren't. Oh, here we go, downfall. What kind of? That is like such punishment. I'm sorry, but
that is what you're complaining about. Downfall for a third map. Okay.
no. Yes and no.
No, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me explain
Maybe
myself. Okay. When you've won the series, right, and it's your map pick, and you pick Downfall, like, come on. No? Just me? Fine. Whatever.
Well, I think it depends. We don't want to assume their decision-making process, but if I had to guess, maybe they want practice on Downfall, and it's a good opportunity to practice it. Or maybe they have something they want to show off. That could be the case as well.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what? That's actually a good strategy, because if you are not good at Downfall, for example, and you've already won the series, this is a good time to play a map you're not maybe the best at, just to get it into your stats.
Yeah, and also they'll have the benefit of watching over this to see what went right and what went wrong as well. And also, I don't know about Downfall being a slow map. Sometimes it can be fast. It can be fast as hell, depending on who's playing and what the objective is. It can be basically a cargo round.
What? Are we watching this? Are we playing the same game? This is not Pavlov.
What's that? I don't know what that is. Sounds...
No, it's, you know what? You're right. It's not that I don't like Downfall. It's definitely not that, but it is a map that tends to run down the clock.
Yeah, it runs down the clock quite often.
I will say the meta has changed in the previous 2 seasons, where any map can be run down. Okay, like maybe not cargo, but I have seen a top team run down Suburbia, run out of time on Suburbia. So it's just like all the new elements, people being extra careful. And I think a part of it is because, like, for all the top teams out there, not all of them, some of them have slowly climbed the ranks, but for the teams who've been around for a long time and are top teams, well, they're top teams because they've been around a long time as well as being good and practicing, right? But when just like all things, when things grow, such as the league grows, you bring in new people, new ideas, new strategies. The game itself has been updated and changed. So while the elements still stay the same, you're getting new things like new weapons, a shield, new maps, new variants, new items within the map. So it does change a lot. And so yeah, anyway, it does make it so that the play changes on your speed, because before there was no items lying around this map. It was just like empty rooms. I think it was Suburbia.
Yeah, the new equipment in particular has changed everything compared to how maps used to be played. C4s can be used in so many different situations and are used to cover so many different routes that you really have to take it into account with your strategies. So as much as the maps stay the same, the meta and the way that people play those maps does change pretty much all the time, and people are always coming up with new ideas and new approaches, and it's one of the things that I find most interesting about Onward for sure.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say anything because I'm sure you can't too, but like I get really excited about trying out new plays, for which I will not share on stream, but but I will clear it with the counselors.
Wouldn't dream of it. Oh, that sort of new play.
No.
Once you have to clear the counselors first. Now that's just...
No, you never know. But I will say though, I really cannot wait for the Volk drones to come out.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I miss that little guy.
Yeah, it's so
a shame.
cute. I saw it.
So cute.
I saw it in the pub lobby the other day, and I just wanted to go pet it. It's just a camera, by the way. It's not a pet.
Did you just want to, or did you actually? Because last time I saw it, that's exactly what I did.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as long as you admit that you did it, then I can admit that I did it. It was right before I died too, so. So I think it worked.
Turn it over and it's got a C4 strapped to the bottom of it. Oh god.
Oh man. I mean,
That's going to change. It's difficult to say how much that's going to change actually, but it will be interesting.
Well,
sure.
you know, the
I'm looking
Volk
forward to it.
drone, for those of you who don't know, there is a drone on Marsoc that's been implemented a few seasons back, but there is a Volk drone, but it's only on the ground and it jumps. It's so cute. It's a Volk drone that's on the ground, right? Which sometimes people think like, what an unfair advantage, because Volk kind of already has the advantage for some. That's what they think. But it got removed because in the distance for some maps, it disappears completely. And so people voted against having it in the game. But my team, they wanted to keep it in. And they're like, why do we have to vote it out? And I said, because it disappears in the distance. And they said, well, we like it even more now. So they said that's even better.
It's got stealth features.
Yeah.
It's got a cloaking device installed.
Yeah,
That's
so they're
even
like,
better.
that's even better. And I mean, my team's philosophy is, so long as both teams can do it, then it's fair.
It's equal, right?
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Everyone has to go through the same stuff. Sure.
Here we go into round 1 of Downfall. Let's see those strats coming out on Supernatural on their map pick here. And maybe GameFist can get a map of their own. Okay, on the side of Supernatural, they're dancing. They're doing push-ups. And squats. Deadshot is doing his Deadshot thing.
I'm going to call that the dead shot. That's going to be an
Yeah,
established
the
dance.
Deadshot. Everyone do the Deadshot.
Everyone do the dead shot.
I better see that in one of your videos.
I mean, as long as I get royalties.
As he gets royalties.
Yeah, I just realized that as I said it. I didn't.
Well, we're going to see a 2-1-2 split coming out on the side of Supernatural here. I didn't notice that they brought any special weapons with them, but on GameFist, we do have Excise in the helicopter. He's got to be careful. He can get burned, but it's an interesting spot because it's bulletproof in some areas.
He's inside the helicopter.
He is. He's
he
inside.
Should be getting burned right
Yeah,
now.
but there's like an interesting hitbox inside of there that allows you to see out to the west without getting shot back, I believe. Lasers are trained, though. Their defense is a standard. It's a good one. It doesn't allow anyone to push without being seen from the middle side here, because you're going to have Excise, but you're also going to have, was that Sarge Mage who came in? Maybe? Sarge Maze?
Yes.
Was
looks
in
like
the
it,
chat. So it looks like we had a swap out here. And
The only potential problem with this defense, of course, is Torvenator way off in dumpster building. If the rest of his team goes down, he's got a long trek back to the objective, so potential cap material.
yeah, and he has because he does have people in the south here to deal with. But if anything, if you're in that position, you really got to just maybe give some call outs, maybe not shoot to give away your position, because that I would be taking advantage of that. If I knew someone was there, be like, okay, we have someone way off objective, so hold them down, hold them hostage, keep them alive.
And he is surrounded too, so if
Yes.
he holds his nerve, as you say, doesn't fire any bullets, then he's gonna find himself with some easy kills eventually.
Oh, perfect. We've got a nade coming out of the M203. Fantastic. We got some snipes coming out here from Deadshot. Not sure if it's Deadshot, but he is firing shots as we do
running up
have
the
somebody running up.
helicopter right
Yeah,
now.
Satan does get excised.
wow.
Torvenator getting Satan, who was running out there willy-nilly.
I think that was a great play because that helicopter position is extremely sneaky. It's a black Volk player on a black background, so
Yeah.
I don't know how he saw him, to be honest. It must have just been right time and right angle.
Smoke's coming out here. Torvenator's gonna hear it, but he's gonna be able to see these crosses. But I don't know that he needs to hold exactly this angle, because he's got his friend right there already on that
I didn't
side.
even know if those smokes were necessary, to be honest. I mean, what do they really cover?
I mean, the smokes are hard anyway. Here, they really just cross. Oh, Nate Dizzy. Stage does pick up Nate Dizzy. Long live Nate Dizzy.
In the building next
Oh.
to objective.
Oh, good. Giving out callouts. He's down, not out, but now is a good time to use the smokes.
See me 'cause I'm behind the fence.
Oh, Torvenator does
If they
pick
still
up
have some up,
Sam.
but Supernatural are getting taken out.
No, I know. I'm not saying come get me. I'm just gonna watch for you.
So he's gonna give some callouts for them. The smokes would have been good to go pick him up. Airborne should have heard gunshots from Torvenator. Though with new gun sounds, I don't know if it's as easily discernible. Oh, Terminator's gonna hear airborne here. So just has to wait for him to cross his path. We've got smokes coming out on OBJ. Where is Deadshot?
Hiding behind the white tower.
Oh, yeah,
Apparently
he
he's
is.
pretty close.
Yeah, he's very close. Who's he got to deal with? He's got
Sarge May is closest.
Drunk Kings with his eye on it. Yeah.
Whiffs a grenade again.
Yeah. So he is
Not
close.
that it would have mattered anyway, because nobody's upstairs, but still.
Yeah. Smokes would be great right now just to mask the sounds of where Deadshot is. Sarge Mage is right there just waiting for him to cross because those sounds. Clearing these corners.
He's made too much noise.
Yeah, you gotta.
He's been running around.
Oh, he does pick up Sarge Maze though. Yeah.
I think you can't shoot through those wooden beams. They are actually not penetrable, so you do have to have good aim for shooting through those sometimes.
So I would, yeah, Deadshot. I would say, okay, GameFist does take that round.
It was a good effort from Deadshot.
It was a
honestly.
good effort. I would just say that he just needed to go to the east side of that. And he would have been fine.
Sure. And Torvin, the guy who was hiding out in dumpster building, picks up 3 kills. So obviously a pretty great position for him, as it turns out.
Yeah, you know, and because he just was waiting. It was like waiting for anyone to cross that. So it was a good good watch area. But I still think that was a great push on the side of Supernatural. What could they have done differently?
What could a Supernatural have done differently? I think possibly difficult to say. As we were talking about with the C4, you know, an M203 is always a solid bet. Did you say that somebody took it in this round, the M203? Because
Yeah.
I didn't see any results.
I heard.
Yeah, if you can make that work for you, it can, you know, it can break open a defense. But it's quite a tricky weapon to get right. It's you can't rely on it. If it works, then you can capitalize upon it. But
Yes, you have to be very specific. You can't just take it just in case. It's like it's got to be for a specific play.
I mean, I guess if I had to criticize that push, I think the South guys probably died too quickly. They should have been distracting whilst Deadshot did his thing in the north, which turned out to be quite effective.
Actually, yes, that's correct. Because once Deadshot made it to White Tower, I would say, hey, that's pretty clear. But then from the White Tower, I would have gone east, which he did, but he could have gone east on the objective building, because you can cap on that east side and not be seen. But what do we know? We have caster vision. Into round 2 we go.
Sure, yeah. We're omnipotent, and that's not very good for...
Sure. Yes, we know all.
We know everything.
We're the parents at the moment, so we think we know everything, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. GameFist is gonna get the same spawn, and they're gonna do almost the same push. It looks like. Drunk Kings and Sarge Maze opting for the maybe the middle or all the way north. Say, Mantis, where do you like to go?
So, generally speaking, I just sit in spawn and wait until everybody else dies, and then just, you know, kind of go from there.
That's very bold, yeah. All that glory, right?
I'm not actually very good at Onward at all, really. I'm just sort of...
Found yourself on a top team.
Yeah. Total accident, really.
Yeah, I hear ya. Except you're lying, but okay.
Let's see, this is Helicopter Bungalow objective. So we've been. What I can talk about is how many times we've been capped on this one because of stupid little oversights on our defense. So if you're going prone up this hill up to the objective, then you can get a cap in quite easily and not be seen from what you would think were obvious angles. And it all comes down to the slight positioning that you take on that hill. So I think a sneaky cap on this objective is always a nice thing to see.
I think this one's the hardest one to do, a sneaky cap. I mean, Yeah, it has to be ultra sneaky in that because it's pretty exposed, but you got to rely on the angles. You got to know really, really well on this
Well,
OBJ.
see, that's the thing. That's what I actually disagree with. Because if you look at where Nate Dizzy is right now, he can look out south, but he can't look out east, right? So you can run from that helicopter up to his building, and he cannot see you making that cross. So
yeah, but Sam Winchester should, or Satan. Well, let's not.
Airborne syphilis right now.
Yeah, Airborne does get Drunk Kings.
This is all hypotheticals.
Well,
course.
I will say one of the best plays in Onward history has got to be Stumpy from Danglers making the bold cap right down the center of this OVJ, capping on it with 5 up on the other team.
Yeah, that's great.
Whew. So anyway, what I mean by sneaky on this one is that you can cap prone on the hill.
You just
up
have
here.
to run right up to it, right?
Yeah.
You just run as fast as possible, and
You've, as a team approaching on this on not GameFist, as Marsoc, you have to decide which angle you're going to eliminate, because you can, if you eliminate, for instance, everyone on the west, then you can cap behind here. If you eliminate everyone on the east, there's angles on whichever side you decide to eliminate first. You just got to get that angle that can see you, and leave one up still, because that's what defense is going to try and do, right? They're going to try to hold a defensive line and box you out, essentially.
the defense is gonna defense. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Listen, words are hard, okay? I didn't have my Wheaties this morning.
The insight. I think Downfall, you know how we were talking earlier about how flanks come out on small maps because of the pressure and things happen quite quickly. On Downfall, it's all about cat and mouse games between windows, basically. That's why you see teams like Beginners pre-firing so often, because they're just hoping to catch somebody out. You just look through a window, and even though they can't see you, you're hoping to hit someone. And if you can do that
That's
intelligently and with good timing, then that's how you crack open defenses on Downfall.
We did see just a trade down here with Airborne. Oh, Deadshot does pick up Sarge Mace, clearing out that north push on that side there. Sam Winchester picking up Excise. Same as Sam, holding down the middle hotel here rather well. Calling out the left side, and that's really the only side of GameFist where they have the accurate kill count here. And you're right with the pre-fire. Mayhem also does the same thing. They kind of like run up to the hill and do some pre-firing whether they know Volk is going to be running out of spawn. Torvinator is going to pick up Sam on the rooftop here. Then bringing out Stitch, does pick up
Wow.
Satan. Wow.
That was a good few seconds. Onward action, the accuracy from those windows. That was, yeah, really nice. It's quite satisfying to see both Volk defenses on top of Senate Hotel just go down a few seconds between each other from different players in Marsoc. Just shows good coordination. And it brings it down to a 2v2, so
With
a
a
much more
minute
manageable
to
round
go.
for GameFist, yeah.
Yeah, where are those fast rounds you promised me?
They're coming.
Okay.
I have faith.
You know what I haven't seen is, I mean, aside from that last round, but I would love to see more teams using the weapons that are allowed on these large maps. That would be interesting. Deadshot picking up Stitch, going into the hotel there. Nate's gonna be holding down this objective.
Deadshot. Oh, Deadshot's at a critical angle. I didn't see him before. Yeah, he's ideally placed to shut down this.
Torvinator here.
Gonna go down to Deadshot surely any second. Is he not watching? Surely he must be watching.
Oh, he does pick up. Oh, he does gonna make a run for it. Ah, Deadshot does see him picking up a Volk round for themselves.
I can't believe that came down to 1v1. It's amazing how closely matched these teams are, actually, generally speaking.
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's what I found yesterday too. It was really fun to watch because you weren't watching one team stomping out the other. So even on a bronze level, I really just as a league player and a fairly new one, I really dislike hearing when people are like, "Oh, who cares about bronze games and stuff?" Well, you know what? You're missing out because they do things that are different. They do things that are different. they're just as much a part of the league, you know, as everyone else who's on a top tier team.
And they're potentially tomorrow's Onward superstars as well.
No kidding,
So
yeah.
you can't count anybody out.
Yeah, absolutely not. There are definitely teams that have risen and players who have, you know, have so much potential and they move on to top teams as well. So definitely don't discount them. And as I always say, no matter what team you're on or rank you're on, every captain gets the same amount of votes. So you don't get much any more sway, you know?
Sure, yeah.
So
democracy, great.
So yeah, so I like that was really interesting. And here's the good thing, like you had mentioned before, when I was, you know, like downfall, why downfall? And you know, you're talking about maybe wanting to see their plays. This would be a really great time for them to look back on the tapes here and watch together to see the positionings, because again, even though we have caster vision, you would be able to see, oh, okay, we could have approached from this side, just like watching the typical Volk angles.
Yeah, and also I think part of the benefit of going through previous games is you get to see what's down to luck and happenstance versus what you've actually planned to happen. So sometimes you can try and account for something and it will go amazingly well and you'll be like, oh my god, that worked perfectly. You go back and look at the cast and it happens to be a lucky nade from some random dude that just came in and killed the guy that you thought you got. So
and that does make you feel a little bit better. Yeah, or also if it doesn't go well, you'll know exactly why and you can tweak it, which is great.
Yeah.
All right, here's another great sneaky cap objective, because you can cap in the basement here. Whew. So I think their defense is set up pretty good. We've got Drunk Kings just cutting off any approach from the northeast. Sarge Mage catching anyone who Drunk Kings doesn't get. Stidge in the basement watching that. Approach Torvenator on top. Excise watching for the was that south? So yeah, I think this is good. It's good standard. No one pushing up too aggressively.
Basement snack and basement cap isn't even sneaky anymore. I think standing outside in the open, that's the real sneaky cap. You know,
yes.
everyone expects basement nowadays. Look, Stidge is there ready for it. His only function in this game, in this round, is to stop that basement cap.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to comment because I would give away too much, but I would just say, yes, I agree. It's hard because you want to talk about it like you talk about it with your team, but then you forget that we're also players. So.
Well, yeah, but even you saying that, now I know that there's some sort of, you know, thought process that you have going on about exactly that subject.
That's exactly
so,
like yours.
It's kind of, you can backwards engineer, can't you?
Yeah. A little bit, or maybe I just want you to. I don't know.
You just revealed your entire team's strategy.
Onward is a mind game. You don't know what I'm doing to you, so it could be anything.
You think we're casting a game, but really we're just mind gaming each other.
Yes. EU, your number 2 team versus mine 20 something. Well, there's a 2 in there somewhere in my team. So.
Well, how long has your team been around? How many seasons have you been playing?
It's our 3rd season, but it's our 1st season with this roster. So.
Right.
It's been a rebuild.
3 seasons is, you know, quite a few seasons, so definitely not totally new, right?
Yeah, we did great. We did good this season, so I'm proud of our progress.
Yeah, damn straight.
Satan, Drunk Kings, trade.
Good job, Stan.
I think Satan's only down though, so he can get this revive here from Deadshot while the smokes are up, and that sneaky cap can come out if they can close off Sarge Maze here.
Who's unfortunately, it all comes down to this but he just does not think about it, unfortunately. And they both go down to Sarge Maze, who's waiting in, I hate to say it, but quite an obvious position.
Yeah, that is definitely a spot right there where you could typically sense one.
To be fair, those smokes were for that position, and they just didn't get behind it. So
that was a 3rd person. That was a lemming effect right there.
Lemmings for sure. We even use the same expression sometimes. If you're running over the corpse of your friend, it's never going to end well. Especially if they just died a few seconds ago.
Yeah, okay, here we go with Nate Dizzy. I run into X-Guys. Oh, Sarge Maze!
Sarge Maze takes him down too. one more kill and he would have
Airborne
aced
does
it.
get excised, but only downing him. You're able to give that
The
call
ace
out.
is still up for grabs, though. I think.
Yeah.
Did he take down all 4? He did, didn't he?
He
yeah.
did,
Or maybe
yeah.
he didn't. 1, 2,
No,
3,
he
4.
did.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Well, that just means I'm rooting for him instantly.
I know,
Go
right?
on,
We
Sarge
want
Maze.
that
You can do it.
ace.
Get the 5th. Get that ace. You
Yes,
can do
give
it, buddy.
everyone airborne syphilis. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what? That's airborne syphilis up here. Grab
He wants
airborne.
to. He wants to cure airborne
Okay.
syphilis.
Yes,
Is what
right.
he wants. He's
These
gonna stop the
names.
spread.
Stop the spread. Very, very good. I mean, excise is still up, so able to give those callouts for airborne's position.
And airborne's been putting in work too, hasn't he? So this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, again, that flash. What does it do other than give away your position, right? He knows he's there. Oh,
Yeah, the
ace.
ace. Yeah.
Oh, and the Molotov. They always get so mad when they can't do the Molotov. I wanted to.
The Molotov is just the riskiest piece of equipment in the game.
Wait
It's
a
so
minute.
dangerous.
He didn't get the ace. He only has 4 on the board there. Did someone take his
No, it says he's got 5, 3, 1 on.
airborne? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm looking at airborne again. Jesus.
Maze.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
Sarge
Sarge
Maze.
Maze. Good ace. I bet he screenshot that.
Great position. I mean,
Get those red skulls.
you know, I have to temper it a little bit with some harsh reality, in that it wasn't necessarily just perfect onwarding that got in that ace, but oversight from Supernatural, who just didn't check that window, or if they did check that window, they didn't check it thoroughly enough, and
Right,
they all
right.
got taken down by the same angle, which is quite commonly used by people. So you have to remember that stuff. the
Yeah,
details.
definitely. That window is one that you want to smoke out if you're gonna
Yeah,
go for
exactly.
that. If you're gonna
Or
go for that
pre-fire
approach.
to hell. Yeah. Sure.
Well, Deadshot did try to pre-fire it, and I'm wondering if their third guy kind of ran in thinking Deadshot got him or not. Not sure.
It's possible because his shots were close. They were like I would have. He definitely could have got that kill. So. But watching some players from other teams, for example, I've seen Smoils creep down that hill and he just snapshots that window instantly. It doesn't take him any time and he knows the angle to do it.
Well, Smoils is a cat, so he's sneaky. Round 4. And there's quite a fun series, actually.
Yes! We won!
And it's always up.
We got it!
What happened?
Interesting. I saw a spaz shotgun in that kill feed, so.
I don't know
If we see a shotgun on this downfall round, then
that was triggered by Supernatural, I believe.
I'm not sure. I thought that GameFist will drop first, but I might be wrong about that.
Oh yeah, you're right, because they on Supernatural like, yeah, we won. They just start shooting each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I thought they were just. I thought they meant in general.
That's like a joke that every single team has made at one point or another.
I don't think I'm gonna make it if they
Round reset and then, oh, that was easy.
Yeah, all these easy jokes. Let's write them down. I mean, really, I must get tired of it. I mean, I don't know. Like, how many airborne jokes are we gonna make here? It's just me saying them incorrectly.
I mean, I'm still quite a new caster, so I don't want to overstep any lines. I already feel like I've said too much.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you're new. Yes. Well, it looks like GameFist, they do get that quick spawn. Deadshot does pick up Sarge really fast on that one. GameFist is going to stack up, I don't know, they're just getting angles or just waiting for a push. The smokes aren't really going to do much. Oop. Oh, that was a good effort.
That was
but-
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you gotta Aim it for that window, yeah.
Is it going to do anything? Yeah.
It would be cool though. I mean,
Well, the problem is you're throwing smoke down a hill, so whether they actually cover windows, you have to be extremely precise.
yes, that is an entire days of practice. Like a practice session is literally just practice throwing smokes into the windows of downfall.
Do you do that in your spare time? Do you just log into a
Well,
free room and just
That's-
throw smokes all day?
that's the first secret is that I only have free time. So yes, that is one of
Oh
the
yeah,
things I do.
that's the number one.
I like to smoke things out.
The Onward Bible, very short. It's just a single page. Have lots of free time.
Oh, Sam is in a interesting position watching the far north here. I don't know what they're doing other than just getting round.
They're
just
committing to
wasting-
this. Yeah, they are really committing to this north push.
Yeah, but Drunk King's suppressing with that. He's just gonna run out. I don't know if they have any support on their side. They must have someone doing support.
I kind of feel like Downfall is a test of a lot of teams' mettle. You know, you really have to. It's one of the most difficult maps for sure. At least in my opinion, I think it's probably the most difficult map to attack on all the objectives. So
Yeah, I mean, I would say the dumpster building ones are much easier to attack, but yeah, I think overall, I think it's just the movement because it's just and it's
in the open,
yeah,
you're
in the
just
open.
in the open all the time.
Deadshot picking up Drunk Kings here. Also, it's very hot. It's very uncomfortable. It's just so hot there in the desert. So
In the desert.
yeah.
Can you see the left side of my house?
Sam Winchester.
I mean, we don't even know if they're keeping hydrated, these guys.
I know,
so
I don't
they
see
could
them
all be
drinking.
Suffering from heat exhaustion. just
Yeah.
Constantly.
Stage picking up Nate Dizzy here. Sam Winchester saying they're to the left of my house. I'm gonna call that the Sam Winchester house now.
The Winchester, it's a pub.
Yeah.
Oh god. That was fun. Wow.
Satan getting excised. Torvinator running out in the open. Without a care.
Yeah, taken down by Satan also.
Well, Winchester house here. Yes, good shot, Satan says. Satan approves. Is Excise down? Oh yeah, Excise is just down. But he's down in the position to give some call outs. So one of those unfortunate positions in this map. Oh, Supernatural.
So close to
Oh,
getting the
no,
res.
no.
He was
They-
a few inches away.
So close.
Oh god.
But
Has it been all Volk rounds so far? Have we seen any Marsoc wins? I can't remember.
no, not yet. I don't think. Supernatural going up 2-2. It's a tight series though on both sides, but yeah, the bulk round. You know, they've taken the M203. That is one thing you definitely have to practice. That's something that like I've put in practice for. Well, I don't know why, because I can't do anything after that. It's like that's my one chance of glory, and then I die. So it's like self-sacrifice.
It's such a satisfying noise that it makes though.
It does, that little
doesn't-
pop.
It doesn't even matter if you hit someone.
Yeah.
Just firing it
The little
makes me
pop.
happy.
Yeah, they I mean the smokes are interesting because you can't move them. You can't readjust them, and you can hit
Do
them.
you smokes out of the M203? I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Wow.
yeah, you can't pick
Learning.
them up, and it's a different kind of smoke. And if you hit a weird spot like a hitbox, it stays there. So if you
What,
have a
like just hovers?
like it,
sort
yeah,
of?
it hovers. Like if you have a hitbox, if you're a person near a hitbox, it can like get stuck kind of like on you on
Right.
the hitbox
Yeah.
you have.
So once again, right, because it's the same velocity every single time on that thing, surely you can learn to cover some windows with that smoke. I've not practiced that, but it'd be interesting. Interesting to give it a go.
yeah, I mean, again, so many ways to use the smoke. You know, I kind of just be creative with all of these weapons. I would like to see more of it come out. Like drones are great for this one.
Is it? What's the rule though? You can only take one M203, and it can be either frag or smoke, right? So you know, do you want to really sacrifice a frag to have a smoke that you can fire slightly further than you can throw it?
Maybe, it depends. I don't know. Some people have plays. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask. We'll poll teams. We'll ask them for their playbook. Well, here is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. Sure.
Yeah,
let's
sure,
do it.
sure.
Great.
Just send it over here to.
Do you always send out a quiz, a survey?
Of course I do. I send out personality tests for my team. I need to know if we get along.
Wow. Oh wow, really?
Well, speaking of
What's the test to find out if you're a psychopath? I'm gonna have to send that to my team.
Oh, do you need to
Myers-Briggs
send a
test,
test for
whatever.
that? I can kind of tell you.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, what about this push then?
Well, this objective here, this upper dumpster one, is, I think, a good one to attack, really, because it's. I don't know if you. I can't remember if you can cap on the inside. I think you can, but I like this one. Ooh, wow, Torvinator getting airborne and completing that kill from his position here. Let's see.
The east push getting shot down. Yeah.
Oh, he says he got 2. Oh, he said 2, so I don't know if he says he sees 2 or thinks he got 2. But yeah, he's checking out for that east side here.
Good shot. That was a really long distance. So.
Yeah.
No, I didn't run. I'm at North Hotel still.
Look at X-Size and Satan right now. How close they are. It's gonna be any second.
Oh.
Should I pre-fire?
Well, see, X-Size hears him, right? So he just needs to be quiet with this.
You know, I really want to see him throw a grenade onto that roof. I've never seen somebody do that successfully. Oh, maybe I haven't. I've just forgotten. But it always seems like such an awesome play if you can pull it off.
Get in with X-Size.
Everything okay?
Oh, I'm on X-Size's.
I like it. He's high tension. Gonna try and be as quiet as possible. He knows he's in that building with him.
Oh, perfect.
Or not. He's just gonna. He ran up the stairs. So
he used
colorblind.
he used the guns to suppress his run.
Oh, the gunfire.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Smart.
I like it. Yeah.
I throw smoke on the objective.
Hands
Oh,
not
there
ready.
we go. Nice again. Deadshot taking down Sarge though.
And now he's in a perfect position
Yes.
to rotate back down and take out 2 more Masa. Come on, X-Size. You can do it.
Yeah, use those sounds. Use those sounds. Oh, he's going the wrong.
He just runs straight out instead.
Oh, I picked
Amazing.
too.
What a great play from X-Size.
Yes, that was fantastic using the sound suppression there. Oh, he's gonna get Nate dizzy now. Nate's running in, and...
He will. Yeah, he will.
He
There
does!
you go.
Kidding?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm kidding.
Quality.
That was excellent. Oh, man.
That was pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was
I
like
don't
an
know.
upstairs downstairs flank, you know. I didn't hear what he said.
Oh
I'm
no,
still-
I think Nate Dizzy got down. He goes, "Are you kidding?" And then X goes, "I'm not kidding," and then knifes him. Please clip that one.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, good job on that one. Torvinator picking up 1, but X-Size picking up the rest. Is that so? Because he got 4 there.
Yeah,
says
he got
4
1 on top,
okay.
and he got 2 downstairs, did he?
Yeah.
And then I can't remember.
The kill's getting
Either way.
spread across rather well on GameFist, and of course on Supernatural Deadshot with 9 again. Doing a lot of, work.
And Nate with 0-5 in the other end of that. Headshot needs to share, basically.
Oh yeah, yes, please. Nate Dizzy, I think yesterday was saying he's got
He was the player with 80 hours or something?
yeah,
did you
85
say?
hours or something. Which is
Sure.
fine. I started this league in with 50 hours or so.
How many hours you got now?
55. I actually have
really?
less than 900 hours. I have, and a lot of it is from casting.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, kind of difficult to mitigate for all the time you just spent standing in menus and
Yep.
waiting in the tent.
And heading into our next round here with this Volk on Volk wins. And that is why I'm a little bit banking on a cap here or something. GameFist, they can take this.
It would be pretty great to see, but we're probably gonna see another Volk win, judging by how it's gone.
Yeah, I
so
get.
far. I mean, that's just the way of downfall, right? But that's why I think it's so great, because when you're playing it and you win a Marsok round, it's like, yeah, we won a Marsok round on downfall. That's awesome.
Yeah, that should be a game badge on Steam. Fire coming out from Airborne.
They run down to the middle.
Given
Oh,
callouts.
well, like an achievement. That'd be great. Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Deadshot picking up Torvinator. Already, and they are getting called out.
Deadshot was sitting in the North Marsok shed to get that kill.
Okay,
Very
they're
strong
in the
position for this
lookout.
objective. In fact, one of the strongest, I reckon.
Yeah, if you can see that.
Of course, he's not going to see any action because Stan's already gone on the flank. He's probably going to get a kill here. Yep.
Satan picks up Excise here. Retribution for the last round. Shots ringing out from stage, picks up Satan.
Cabine gedownd aan Noordbandelen.
Has Satan, has he been flanking this game, or is that an unusual play? I can't
No, he judging from this game yesterday, yeah, he's flanked then as well, so not unusual.
Always nice to see. I love a good flank.
Again with the smokes, it's a good diversion, but for downfall, you definitely want to save your smokes for very, very specific things of like moving and covering your sound, not to let them go to waste.
And also, largely you want to use them on the final approach, right? When you're pushing onto the objective as opposed to getting across the map. Because if you run out of utility at this point, then how are you going to make that last little cross?
Airborne does pick up of his own here.
Already down to a 4v2. So it is looking like it's going to be another Volk defense victory, taking us to match point. But I don't want to speak too soon, you know, anything can happen.
Almost anything could happen. Almost. Yeah, I mean, maybe some drones would be nice. I don't know if they have any droners. I mean, you know what I haven't seen is any repositioning. You know, like they've all just stayed committed to their push. Instead of like, okay, you know what, they've caught us here, we kind of need to readjust and...
Yeah, I really agree with that, actually. It's a good point. Sometimes you just have to, you know, you have to let go and take stock and retreat. You know, retreating is not a bad thing if it's a strategic one, but just pushing through and losing all your teammates on the way is, yeah, it's not great. And often, you know, I've seen a lot of times teams like Globachem and SMC will do that quite often. They'll play aggressive, but they'll also double back round and take different approaches. It's almost like yeah, I don't know, it's just a smart way of playing.
Yeah, and also because it allows you to, because it's so exposed in the center, but there is a lot of ground for you to cover if you're going to go the border of the map to flank back around. Ooh, Sam going to pick up Stitch. I didn't even know Stitch made it back here. Speaking of which, but yeah, at this point, well, at this point, you know, Drunk Kings is going to have to stay committed, even though all the lasers are at his way, but...
He has a mountain to climb.
Yeah, but the center approach is difficult just because you know you're going to have to deal with both of these dumpster buildings here. But if they had opted for the east approach, they could take out Marsok Towers and then go through the valley, deal with whoever they think is on the top side there. Maybe go for that push. Ooh, Drunk Kings does get airborne though.
Cracking shot. running out of time, however. He's only got 1 minute 20 left.
Enough time to throw out 10 smokes and go cap. I believe in you. No, just me. Okay.
I don't think so. No, I mean, there's somebody in Marsok, and I, if that Marsok guy wasn't up, I'd be like, yeah, you can do it. You can run straight on objective. There's a good chance.
Oh, and Deadshot does take that shot on Drunk Kings. And it
From
is.
Marsok, right?
Yeah, a Volk. Volk on
A
Volk.
Volk round again.
I mean, that's the thing though, is unless you've got some really good Marsok plays, it's your map pick. You know that the other team's gonna go Volk. You know what I mean? So it's like gonna be Volk, Volk, Volk. The thing.
There needs to be a word for that. We need to coin some expression for a pure Volk map because it happens so often. It's like a regular occurrence at this stage.
Yeah, right. I mean, of course, we see sometimes. Like I like to go Marsok typically in the beginning, kind of like get that Marsok round over with. But on a map like Downfall, it's definitely advantageous. If you're gonna pick it, you gotta know you got some strong Marsok pushes on it, or you're playing a weak team.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you have to have something ready for it in order to make the Marsok pushes work. If you're trying to push as a team on Marsok on Downfall, and you're just hoping that individual skill is gonna win out and get you the W, then you're dreaming. You need to have some sort of strategy in mind in order to crack these defenses, because otherwise it's just gonna be Volk, 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 Volk.
Volk, which is a word for people, isn't it? Volk?
Is it not? I thought it was Russian for wolf or something. Maybe I'd be wrong about that.
Someone Russian tell us, please. Hello, Legil. He said something about my super quick around Viv. I love when people call me Viv. That's so cute.
It's a little bit easier than control wherever it is. Sorry, don't remember.
Hey, that's yeah. Those are my verbs.
Yep.
That's my dating life, really.
Wow.
No, it's just funny because Vivian's not even my real name either, so I love it.
Jeez, how many aliases do you have?
I can't tell you that. You obviously don't know how aliases work. We got some quick. Oops, let's get into this. Not leaving the overlay on here. Round 7, Deadshot, EOV. Shots ringing out. I think it was on his end. I don't really see a clear path here other than there's looks like a 2-2-1, but Volk is holding it tight. Drunk King's giving that call out there. Ooh, Torvinator picking up Airborne, and Satan firing, I think, blankly a little bit. Oh, Stidge picks up Deadshot.
Yep. Okay. So, not massively surprising. Another Volk round, possibly. It looks like.
Yeah. Yep. But again, I know you're gonna say like, "Oh, everyone knows you can cap here," but there's so many good plays you can do on this objective. Just because you can always rely on objectives like this, where it's going to make the Volk antsy. Take your time with the 6 minutes, pick apart some of those key positions to get yourself in a way to either attack from the north or the south. Get yourself in that position there. Because again,
I literally feel like go on after you.
Oh no, I was gonna say, because again, you can cap in 3 seconds. Like just beat them into that spot, and
yeah, I was gonna say I've got quite a few traumatic memories from this objective. Some stuff I don't want to talk about or remember.
We'll just go find it on stream, clip it. Drunk King's picking up Satan, and it's Sunday too. Who we got now? Sam Winchester and Nate Dizzy. Nate Dizzy is sniping.
What has Sunday got any to do with anything?
I don't know. I don't know if Satan's busier on Sunday or not. I don't know.
Oh. I'm so slow. Oh god, it's actually painful.
Is it painful how cheesy the joke is? I know.
That too, yeah. Well, I call him Stan, so I don't see Satan. I just see Stan. You know.
Oh, I
Kind of
see.
Normalizes the guy. You know,
Yeah,
if he's
yeah.
called Satan, then
Yes. Stan's his casual name. Nate Dizzy. Now I don't know if he is how good of a sniper he is. He is in a good position to give some call outs if he, you know what I mean, like get up there, and I don't know if he's just taking shots randomly or, you know what I mean. Do you want to send your good sniper up there?
He is
Yeah, one's
up in the South Hill, right? Oh yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't see him on the map because he's so far south.
Book 2.
He is giving call outs. That's good.
Can you see anything from that far away? He has got 12. Has he? He does have 12 times scope. So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting here. Like if you're gonna. Oh,
Wow,
whoa.
we totally missed that.
What?
Thanks, South Hill guy, for completely
Oh my
distracting us from the
God, I
epic
can't
cap coming out from.
God, he did what? Oh man, I am so sorry.
That's
Supernatural.
awesome. That's great. I take back everything I said. What I
Wait,
thought was gonna be
know,
another
I was going to say, it's that curse, but I didn't want to say it yet. I am so. Oh man.
Oh
Nate
wow!
Dizzy
I
did
can't believe
exactly.
we missed that. We
Oh,
both missed
gosh.
it.
We-
That's shocking.
Oh man, we're gonna get fired. Wow, fantastic cap on Supernatural. You tricked us. You did.
Yeah, just
Exactly
completely
that.
undermine everything I said about Downfall. That's fine. Just go
Yeah,
ahead and
yeah, right.
cap
Yes.
it against all odds. you know.
Invalidate
No
us
worries.
completely.
So that's Supernatural taking all 3 maps, correct?
Yeah, taking all 3 maps with a 5. Yeah, and I'm gonna say you're welcome. I think I'm their lucky charm.
I guess so.
Nothing to do with their, practice and all that.
Well, that's the problem with superstition like that. You're going to have to be around every single time they want to win from now on, so gutted.
Great, I have a price then
Oh.
I can put on. But fantastic game on that movement, man. I'm so sorry I missed that, but amazing, right? Because that's exactly what we're talking about. Was getting up on that hill to either get those call outs, which he was able to do, but he was sniping. So if what I thought their intention was to get kills, but really they were just doing a really good job of what they should have. All the teams should have been doing on maps is using one side to distract while the other one goes in, and that's exactly what happened. So fantastic efforts there. And who was it that got that? Was it Deadshot?
I think it
Or
was
was he
Deadshot,
not?
yeah.
I can't remember.
He did a sneaky approach shot to the objective and just punched in numbers.
Yeah, well, fantastic there. GameFist still, though, putting up a good fight. And
Putting up a cracking fight. I
yeah.
thought they did great.
yeah, fantastic. I think watching back on this, they'll definitely be able to adjust some of their plays and movements, practice maybe some of their refrags with each other, and then just the positioning. I think, especially on Downfall, knowing to fire into, the common spots, because otherwise there were both sides got awfully close to the objectives.
Yeah,
multiple
I would say
rounds.
both teams were largely better on the small maps. On Downfall, their approaches on Marsoc, I think, needed some work. But apart from that, yeah, really great play by both teams. A lot of coordination, a lot of good timing, not a lot of solo lone wolf play. So that's always nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to see what else. Hopefully we get more teams like this in the EU, right? You guys, we need more teams in the EU.
We need more teams. We need more EU teams.
Especially like these 2 new teams, and then newbies also putting up a good fight. And all it really comes down to is just a little bit more hours, right? So
Yeah.
you guys have got some good talent over there. Fantastic series on that. This has been just fun. My first cast with Mantis. Thank you for joining me today.
No worries, my pleasure.
Yeah, I want to take the time to thank our sponsors, VR Cover and ProTube. Check them out. They have been very supportive of the league. If you're interested in joining, check us out at vrmasterleague.com. In addition to Onward, we have other games, Space Junkies, Echo, Pavlov. contractors. So not just Onward, although it's a little bit of favoritism there. I love Onward, but we also have a Discord where it's just the most friendliest people ever in conversation. So please join in and ask any questions if you have any more curiosities. We do have a custom maps tournament coming up soon in April, so that's something to look forward to as we all are staying inside, and hopefully everyone is staying inside and staying safe and warm with your loved ones. A lot of time for you to check back on all of our casts. We do have another cast going on right now, but in 15 minutes, we will be going live with a tournament with VRML in partnership with V-Respawn and Virtual Athletics League, VAL. It's going to be a pistol whip tournament with Liv and Springboard and Splitverse involved with it, and it's sponsored by Oculus and iBuyPower. This is going to be the first of many tournaments. Come and check us out. It will be live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Gaming, but you could also join us in Altspace. So we're going to have other streamers coming in. We'll be watching it live. You're going to see Nightfire and Poonanners casting this event. So come and hang out with me and everyone else in Altspace. We're giving away a lot of prizes as well for those who are attending. And you can watch these other these esports VR athletes at their best. So thanks for joining us today. Happy Sunday. Mantis, any last words?
No, I think that's me all done.
All right, great. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a good day.